Okay, Sam here from Fun Decks Only. Here again with another hilariously fun deck. This one is 5-colour Kenrith Reanimator. Ooh. Right, so starting off, what is the main theme of this deck? The main theme is to put a bunch of massive creatures into the graveyard. Well, that's not massive, but high CMC, you get the gist. Things like this, Agent of Treachery, and then to bring them back repeatedly using Kenrith. Okay, so first things first, how do we get them to the graveyard? So we're using discard effects mostly. Cathartic Reunion, Thrill of Possibility, this is a synergy card, I'll go through it in a sec. Merchant of the Veil, Neheb, and the Ox of Agonis. So these just discard to and then you end up with not losing any card advantage off it. And then how do we get enough mana to start using his ability? Because it does cost 5. We use Ramp. So Gilded Goose, Elysian Caryatid because taps for 5 colours, Paradise Druid as well. Now we don't use the Incubation Druid because it doesn't tap for 5. It doesn't tap for 5 different colours. It only taps for the ones that your land already has, so it doesn't fix you. Arcane Signet, Gift of Paradise. The life gain is quite important sometimes because you do have quite a slow early. Fey Burrow Elder, one of my favourite ramp cards in 5-colour decks, just amazing. Everyone's favourite standard all-star, Uro. Now, what's funny about Uro is if you find yourself kind of at a point where you haven't got cards in hand and you're not being threatened on board, then you can use Kenrith and repeatedly bring back Uro with the reanimation ability to constantly draw, potentially put more lands onto the battlefield, and then just get really far ahead that way. Chromatic Lantern, colour fixing. Sorry Ross, it is a good card in Brawl. Now, what do we do if we can't get Kenrith onto the field, or we don't feel like we'll be able to use the ability before you untap after casting them? What you do is you have these spells. So you've got Connive, Concoct. Connive is actually a side that you might find yourself using. It's especially decent against Kinnan decks because you just gain control of their commander and they can't, have their mana advantage. Concoct, you can fill up your graveyard. That's what it says on the tin. Kuldan's Gift fills up your graveyard a little bit, and then brings back a creature, and it makes it even better than it would have been. Back for more, removal spell, and potentially brings back something huge. Always good. Okay. So onto the creatures now. I'll just go. We've got quite a toolbox here. I'll just go through the different uses for each one. Right, Dungeon Geists. You would use it to stop an opponent from having a single big creature, because it just locks that big creature down. It's particularly good against the mutate decks. Can be a bit weak against go wide decks. Questing Beast, their favourite Planeswalkers, or things with like protection from colours. That comes up less often. Mesmerise and Benthid, if they have a go wide board, this is pretty good. It slows down the attacks quite a lot, so very handy against Torban as well. Doom Whisperer fills up your bin. You lose a lot of life, however, Kenrith has a gain life ability on him. Very nice. Okay. Then we've got Quarterwood Crasher. This doesn't have an ETB. It's one of the least synergistic ones of the deck, but it's just a decent sized creature that can, if left alone, can get out of hand pretty fast. Oh, Grey Merchant. You don't have a lot of devotion to black in the deck, but being able to loop it We don't have a sacrifice outlet, but generally you can just block with it and it will die for the most part. And then we have Riddle Master Sphinx to bounce opponents' creatures. Very handy, just like late game when you just want to outvalue the opponent, outtempo them. Tempsis. Now this isn't particularly amazing, but it is a discard outlet, so that's kind of something. And it's an alternate win con, which you're probably not going to hit, but you never know, you could. Massacre Worm, everyone's favourite from Commander. If they're playing goblins, you are in for the time of your life, because you just play it and you might even kill them. Cogler, removal on a creature, very nice. You can use his ability to make himself indestructible if you want, because you have Kenrith, who is a human. Wouldn't advise it, but he also doubles as artifact enchantment removal if you have the extra red mana with Kenrith to give him haste. Gigan, he's just there for a bit of value, so a bit of self-mill. The creatures he can bring back are the ones that you kind of want to see: Void Beckoner, Cogler, and Riddle Master Sphinx, Massacre Worm, maybe Questing Beast or Dungeon Geist. So you've got quite a few hits. You generally hit with them. Agent of Treachery, need I say more? So much fun. He got banned out of Standard and Historic. So I'm surprised he hasn't been balled. Oh, wait a second. And Singleton. Surprised he hasn't been banned out of Brawl yet. He does make the game incredibly boring. Waker of Waves. Stops go wide decks, pretty harsh. Also, you can dump them into your graveyard as an anticipate effect really easily early on. So this creature will go to your graveyard no problem. Thorn Mammoth. This guy is so obnoxious. Kill something when he enters, and then if he dies, you bring him back with Kenrith, or if he survives, you bring something else back with Kenrith and he kills something else anyway. Absolutely hilarious. Don't sleep on this guy, he's amazing. Nyx Bloom Ancient. I mean, do you need to say more about Nyx Bloom Ancient? Other than you will just win. There's with Kenrith on the field and Nyx Bloom Ancient, you've got so many outlets for your mana. Like, a lot of decks don't have the outlets for all the mana, but with this one you can draw cards, you can gain life, you can make your creatures bigger, you can reanimate your creatures. You know, you're laughing if you've got an Nyx Bloom Ancient. Meteor Golem, just removal, very nice, very nice. And these two are special because they have cycling on them, and that cycling means you can dump them into your graveyard without an enabler, and that is fantastic. Okay, so another couple of cards you might have noticed over here. These are just a little bit of protection. I haven't put too many counter spells or protective spells in the deck because it felt like it was diluting it a bit. Could potentially put some in, but I'm not desperate for them. Veil of Summer stops your things getting countered on a turn, and also blanks removal, and draws you a card. Miscast, 1 blue, stops them from removing something if you hold back 1 mana, so if you don't play stuff immediately on curve. And that's about that. The final notes on the deck: it's not particularly strong. I found a lot of things in that I've come against. A lot of decks beat me quite handily, but if you do get it rolling, it's a lot of fun. I'll get some games on the go for you in a minute. Until then, see you soon.